The trends, well, yeah, there's dams being built, there's power stations being built, there's overhead lines being put up, so there's certainly quite a big spend on infrastructure. But one thing that's emerged, which is very new, is that there's a project that's been or not been supported by all the major reinsurers as well as us, as it's built or going to be built on a World Heritage Site. So that's a new emerging thing in Africa, where the sort of the ESG principles are starting to be applied to project funding. Global warming, I mean, that is definitely not a cliche, but everybody talks about it, but we really do see the actual effects now in terms of the severity of events. So you start seeing, we just had iodine, and I'm sure it's happened before in maybe not living memory, but I'm sure it's happened, but it's, you know, it's out of the ordinary. So the severity of these storms, floods, winds are increasing, which means that the traditional models of saying, well, we'll build the works or we'll build the project and we will do certain things to mitigate loss in accordance with what we know, and what we know isn't good enough anymore because we don't know what we don't know, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so, you know, actually saying, well, we'll protect the works for 1,000 cumecs per second in extreme circumstances, maybe by a factor of 10 or 100 too little, because we don't really know how severe these things are going to get, and they are. So that's a worrying emerging trend. Of course, getting it through and getting things changed takes time, and the only way it really works is once somebody or a few losses have come through and people start seeing, yes, well, this is a problem. But we, you know, we're obviously trying our best to mitigate against it and get the right sort of risk management and risk mitigation factors in. Obviously, Africa is becoming more and more sort of connected, so there's more opportunity in terms of electronics, cell phones, banking, etc. Not that we get involved in that too much. We do a little bit of cell phone or network sort of stuff, but we're not too, but it's quite big and growing bigger at the moment as well. So that's a big opportunity for that. We'll see what happens with the world economy, but certainly a bit shaky, and let's say the investment is still there in terms of resources and so on and so forth, but probably not as much as we would have expected. Conferences like the AIO, which we usually attend or have attended over the years, are always good. You meet people you haven't met, you network, you get to know who's who at different insurance companies, even though you might know the insurance company themselves. People move, they change, and it's always a good opportunity to, as they say, renew old friendship and make new ones and find out what's going on and learn about different things that are happening in different countries, insurance-wise, regulation-wise, etc. So it's valuable, and it's a good time and a good chance to, you know, to find out what's going on and even solve problems.